Speak airy person dreams of becoming unstoppable, but very few understand what that really means. Being unstoppable does nandapos mean you never fail. It does nandapos mean life suddenly becomes easy or that obstacles disappear. It means that no setback is powerful enough to make you quit. It means your purpose becomes stronger than your fear, your discipline becomes louder than your excuses, and your commitment becomes greater than your comfort. The greatest battles are rarely fought in the outside world. They happen quietly inside your own mind. Every day, your mind asks two questions. Anquat, will you choose comfort? Anquat, or Anquat, will you choose growth? Anquat. Every decision you make answers one of those questions. Success is nandapos, created in one extraordinary moment. Itandapos, built through thousands of ordinary decisions that nobody notices. The people we admire are nandapos, different because they were born stronger. They became stronger because they trained themselves to think differently. When others focused on problems, they searched for solutions. When others looked for excuses, they accepted responsibility. When others waited for motivation, they relied on discipline. Your mind is like a muscle. Leave it unused and it becomes weak. Challenge it consistently and it grows stronger every day. Confidence is nandapos, something you find. Itandapos, something you build through action. Courage is nandapos, the absence of fear. Itandapos, the decision that your purpose matters more than your fear. The world will constantly test your patience, your resilience, and your character. There will be criticism, rejection, disappointment, and uncertainty. Those moments are anandapos, designed to stop you. They andapos, redesigned to reveal who you andapos, re becoming. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop believing that tomorrow will somehow be easier than today. The life you want is built by the choices you make now. Every difficult decision strengthens your character. Every challenge teaches a lesson. Every setback prepares you for greater responsibility. Train your thoughts before you try to change your circumstances. Protect your focus from distractions. Guard your energy from negativity. Choose progress over perfection. Keep moving even when the results are invisible. The strongest people are nandapos, those who never struggle. The andapos, the ones who refuse to surrender. Remember, your future is not determined by your talent alone. Itandapos, determined by the standards you refuse to lower and the habits you refuse to break. Train your mind every day. Stay faithful to your purpose, and one day, you andapos, look back and realize you became unstoppable, not because life got easier, but because you became stronger. Your thoughts shape every decision you make long before your actions ever become visible. Every achievement, every habit, every relationship, and every goal begins as a thought. If you don't andapos, learn to direct your thinking will begin to direct you. Many people spend their lives reacting to whatever enters their minds without ever questioning whether those thoughts are true, helpful, or productive. They believe every fear, every doubt, and every criticism their inner voice repeats. But a strong mind understands that just because a thought appears does nandapos mean it deserves attention. The quality of your life is deeply connected to the quality of the thoughts you choose to entertain. Your mind is constantly collecting information from conversations, social media, past experiences, successes, failures, and the opinions of others. Without intention, all of these influences begin shaping your beliefs. Over time, repeated thoughts become habits, and habits become part of your identity. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you andapos are not capable, your actions will eventually reflect that belief. If you constantly expect failure, you andapos, will hesitate when opportunities appear. But when you intentionally replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones, you begin changing the direction of your life from the inside out. Speak. Training your mind requires awareness before it requires action. You must first notice the stories you're telling yourself every day. Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Are they based on facts, or are they based on fear? Many people give more power to imagined problems than to real possibilities. They spend hours worrying about situations that never happen while ignoring opportunities that exist right in front of them. An unstoppable person learns to pause, examine those thoughts, and choose a better response instead of allowing emotion to make every decision. Negative thinking is often automatic because the brain is designed to notice danger before opportunity. That instinct may have helped humans survive, but it can also prevent growth if left unchecked. Every meaningful goal comes with uncertainty. Every worthwhile dream includes moments of discomfort. If your mind automatically interprets every challenge as a threat, you'll avoid the very experiences that help you grow. Instead, train yourself to see obstacles as teachers rather than enemies. Ask, what is this challenge trying to teach me? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? That simple shift changes frustration into curiosity and fear into determination. Your environment also plays a powerful role in shaping your thoughts. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in all influence your mindset. If you surround yourself with constant negativity, your thinking will eventually reflect it. But when you intentionally fill your mind with ideas that encourage growth, resilience, and purpose, your perspective begins to change. Protecting your mind isn't about avoiding reality. It's about choosing influences that strengthen your ability to face reality with courage and wisdom. Another important part of mastering your thoughts is refusing to let temporary emotions define permanent decisions. Everyone experiences moments of doubt, disappointment, anger, and fear. Those emotions are natural, but they should never become your leader. Feelings change from day to day, while purpose remains steady. Learn to acknowledge your emotions without allowing them to control your behavior. The strongest people are not those who never experience negative emotions. They are the ones who refuse to let those emotions determine their future. Gratitude is another powerful way to train your thinking. When you intentionally focus on what is working, instead of only noticing what is missing, your perspective becomes stronger. Gratitude doesn't ignore challenges. It reminds you that even during difficult seasons, there is still progress, opportunity, and hope. A grateful mind becomes more resilient because it sees possibility where others only see problems. This mindset creates emotional stability that helps you remain focused when circumstances become difficult. Mastering your thoughts is not something you accomplish once. It is a daily practice. Every morning you choose what deserves your attention. Every challenge gives you another opportunity to strengthen your mindset. Every decision either reinforces confidence or feeds fear. Over time, these small choices reshape the way you think, respond, and live. Eventually, your thoughts stop becoming obstacles and start becoming your greatest source of strength, guiding every action with clarity, purpose, and unwavering determination. Motivation feels exciting because it gives you a surge of energy and makes difficult tasks seem possible. It often arrives after watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful quote, or imagining the future you want to create. But motivation is also temporary. It changes with your mood, your energy, your environment, and even the weather. Some days you'll wake up feeling unstoppable, and other days you'll feel like doing nothing at all. If your progress depends entirely on motivation, your results will always be inconsistent. That's why the people who achieve lasting success don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is the ability to keep moving forward even when the excitement has disappeared. It is making the right decision when nobody is watching. It is choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. Unlike motivation, discipline doesn't ask how you feel before taking action. It reminds you of the commitment you made and encourages you to honor it. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your character. Every time you follow through on your promises to yourself, you build trust in your own ability to succeed. The truth is that every worthwhile goal includes moments when you won't feel motivated. There will be mornings when your bed feels more comfortable than your dreams. There will be days when distractions seem more attractive than hard work. There will be times when progress feels slow and the results are invisible. Those are the moments that define your future. Anyone can work when they feel inspired. The difference between average and exceptional people is the willingness to continue working when inspiration has faded. Discipline is built through small, consistent actions repeated over time. It isn't created by making one big decision. It grows through hundreds of small ones. Choosing to wake up on time, completing the task you planned, exercising even when you're tired, reading instead of endlessly scrolling through your phone, and finishing what you started are all acts of discipline. These choices may seem insignificant on a single day, but over weeks, months, and years, they transform your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who occasionally works hard and begin seeing yourself as someone who always follows through. One of the greatest benefits of discipline is that it reduces the power of excuses. Excuses often sound reasonable. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, wait for better conditions, or take action when you feel more confident. But tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and eventually years pass without meaningful progress. Discipline interrupts that cycle. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" it asks, "What needs to be done today?" That simple shift changes your focus from emotion to responsibility. Discipline also creates freedom, even though many people believe the opposite. At first, discipline feels restrictive because it requires saying no to comfort, procrastination, and unnecessary distractions. But over time, it gives you greater control over your life. Financial discipline creates financial stability. Physical discipline leads to better health and energy. Mental discipline strengthens your focus and resilience. Relationship discipline builds trust and respect. The habits you consistently practice eventually shape the quality of every area of your life. It's important to understand that discipline isn't about being perfect. Everyone has days when they make mistakes, lose focus, or fall short of their expectations. The disciplined person doesn't quit because of one bad day. Instead, they learn from the mistake, adjust their approach, and return to the work without wasting energy on guilt or self-criticism. They understand that consistency is more valuable than perfection and that progress comes from repeatedly getting back on track. Your future is determined less by what you do occasionally and more by what you do consistently. Every disciplined choice is an investment in the person you're becoming. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. Each time you act despite discomfort, you increase your resilience. Eventually, discipline becomes more than a habit. It becomes part of your identity. When discipline becomes who you are, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes the natural result of the standards you refuse to lower and the actions you choose every single day. Failure is one of the most misunderstood parts of success. Most people see failure as proof that they are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to achieve their goals. They allow one disappointment to define their identity instead of seeing it as a single moment in a much larger journey. But every person who has accomplished something meaningful has experienced setbacks, rejection, mistakes, and moments of uncertainty. The difference is not that successful people fail less, it is that they learn more from every failure. They understand that failure is not a permanent destination, but a temporary teacher guiding them toward growth. Every setback carries a lesson that success alone could never teach. Success often rewards what already works. But failure exposes what needs to improve. It reveals weaknesses in your preparation, gaps in your knowledge, flaws in your strategy, or areas where your character needs to grow. While failure may feel uncomfortable in the moment, it provides information that can become one of your greatest advantages. Instead of asking, quote, "Why did this happen to me?" and quote, train yourself to ask, and quote, "What can this experience teach me?" And quote, that simple change in perspective transforms disappointment into an opportunity for development. One of the greatest dangers after failure is allowing emotions to make permanent decisions. When something doesn't go as planned, fear and frustration often convince you to stop trying. They whisper that the risk is too great or that the dream is unrealistic. But emotions are temporary, while the lessons you gain can last a lifetime. Give yourself permission to feel disappointed, but never allow disappointment to become your identity. A difficult season does not define your future. It simply prepares you for responsibilities you may not yet fully understand. Failure also builds qualities that comfort never can. Patience is developed when progress is slower than expected. Humility grows when you realize you don't have all the answers. Resilience is strengthened each time you choose to stand back up after being knocked down. Courage is formed every time you decide to try again despite the possibility of another setback. These qualities cannot be purchased, borrowed, or learned from a book alone. They are developed through experience, and failure is often the classroom where they are taught. Many people compare themselves to others and assume they are falling behind because they only see another person achievements. What they rarely see are the countless failures, sleepless nights, rejected ideas, and difficult decisions that came before those achievements. Every successful journey includes chapters that never make it into the headlines. Remember that your path is unique. Comparing your beginning to someone else and apios, breakthrough only creates unnecessary discouragement. Focus instead on becoming better than you were yesterday. Another powerful lesson failure teaches is the importance of adaptability. Sometimes your goal remains the same, but your approach needs to change. Stubbornly repeating the same mistake while expecting a different outcome only leads to more frustration. Wise people evaluate what went wrong, make adjustments, and move forward with greater understanding. They ondapos confuse persistence with refusing to learn. True persistence means remaining committed to the vision while being flexible enough to improve the process. Failure also reminds you that your worth is never determined by a single outcome. You are more than one interview, one business attempt, one exam, one relationship, or one missed opportunity. Your value comes from your willingness to grow, your integrity, your effort, and your determination to keep moving forward. Speak. When you stop measuring yourself by individual results and start measuring yourself by continuous improvement, failure loses its power to discourage you. Every mistake you survive increases your confidence because it proves that setbacks are temporary. You begin to realize that you can recover, adapt, and continue. That confidence is built not by avoiding challenges, but by facing them with courage and persistence. Over time, the experiences that once caused pain become the stories that inspire wisdom. The failures you once wanted to forget become the very moments that shaped your strength, sharpened your character, and prepared you for opportunities you would not have been ready to handle before. The people who become unstoppable are not those who never fail. They are those who refuse to waste a single failure without learning something valuable from it. Focus is one of the most valuable assets you possess because it determines where your energy, time, and attention are invested. Every great achievement is the result of sustained focus applied consistently over time. Yet we live in a world designed to compete for our attention every second. Notifications, endless scrolling, unnecessary opinions, constant entertainment, and countless distractions pull your mind in different directions. If you don't intentionally protect your focus, the world will decide what occupies your mind, and before long, you'll find yourself busy every day without making meaningful progress toward your goals. Distraction is dangerous because it rarely announces itself as something harmful. It often appears harmless. A few minutes on social media, another video, another message, another unnecessary conversation. Individually, these moments seem insignificant. But over weeks, months, and years, they quietly consume the hours that could have been invested in learning, creating, improving, and building the future you desire. The greatest loss isn't just time. It's the momentum you sacrifice every time your concentration is broken. It takes far longer to regain deep focus than it does to lose it. The most successful people understand that saying yes to one important goal often requires saying no to many unnecessary distractions. Every opportunity, invitation, or request doesn't deserve your attention. Learning to prioritize means recognizing that not everything urgent is important. Many people spend their days reacting instead of creating. They answer every notification immediately, respond to every opinion, and chase every new trend. At the end of the day, they've been active but not productive. Progress comes from directing your attention toward what truly matters, not from doing everything that demands your time. Protecting your focus begins with having a clear purpose. When you know exactly what you're working toward, distractions become easier to identify. Without a clear direction, every new idea seems exciting, every shortcut looks appealing, and every interruption feels important. But when your purpose is clear, you begin filtering your decisions through a simple question: does this move me closer to the life I'm trying to build? If the answer is no, it becomes easier to let it go without guilt. Your environment has a powerful influence on your ability to concentrate. A cluttered workspace often creates a cluttered mind. Constant noise, unnecessary interruptions, and unlimited access to digital distractions make it difficult to think deeply. Creating an environment that supports focus is not about perfection. It's about removing obstacles before they become excuses. Sometimes the smallest changes, silencing notifications, setting specific work hours, keeping your workspace organized, or stepping away from unnecessary distractions, can dramatically improve the quality of your attention. Another challenge to focus is the habit of comparing yourself to others. Constantly watching what everyone else is doing can cause you to lose sight of your own path. Every person has a different journey, timeline, and purpose. When your attention is fixed on someone else's progress, you waste valuable energy that could be invested in your own growth. The goal is to compete with everyone around you, but to become a better version of yourself every day. Your greatest competition is the person you were yesterday. Mental focus also requires emotional discipline. Worrying about things you cannot control drains the energy needed for things you can influence. Holding on to past mistakes, fearing future uncertainty, or replaying negative conversations over and over steals your ability to be fully present. A focused mind accepts that not every problem deserves immediate attention. It learns to separate what is important from what is merely distracting. This clarity allows you to invest your energy where it produces the greatest results. Consistency is what transforms focus into achievement. 1 hour of concentrated effort is often more valuable than an entire day filled with interruptions. Small periods of intentional, uninterrupted work repeated day after day create extraordinary progress over time. You, Don, in a post, need to work endlessly. You need to work intentionally. When your attention is fully committed to the task before you, the quality of your work improves, your confidence grows, and your momentum becomes difficult to stop. Protecting your focus is ultimately about protecting your future. Every moment of attention is an investment that can never be recovered once it is spent. Choose carefully where you direct your mind, because your attention shapes your habits shape your character, and your character shapes your destiny. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not those with the most talent or the most resources. They are often the ones who learned to guard their focus, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and remain committed to what matters most, even when the world constantly tries to pull them away. Confidence is often misunderstood as something people are born with, but true confidence is built, not inherited. It doesn't appear overnight, nor does it arrive because someone tells you that you are capable. Real confidence grows from repeated action. It is the result of keeping promises to yourself, facing challenges instead of avoiding them, and proving through experience that you can handle more than you once believed. Every time you take action despite uncertainty, you send a powerful message to your mind, and quote, I am capable of moving forward. And quote, that message becomes stronger with every step you take. Many people wait until they feel confident before they begin. They tell themselves the andapos will start the business when the andapos are more prepared, apply for the opportunity when they have more experience, or speak up when they and apos are no longer afraid of making mistakes. The problem with this mindset is that confidence is rarely the starting point. Action comes first, and confidence follows. You gain confidence by doing difficult things, not by waiting until they no longer feel difficult. Every expert was once a beginner, and every successful person once stood where you are now, uncertain, inexperienced, and wondering if they were ready. Small daily actions have a greater impact on confidence than occasional moments of extraordinary effort. Waking up when you plan to wake up, completing your workout, reading a few pages of a book, finishing an important task, practicing a new skill, or honoring a commitment may seem like ordinary actions, but each one strengthens your trust in yourself. Confidence is built one promise at a time. When you consistently follow through, you begin to see yourself as someone who is dependable, disciplined, and capable. That identity becomes far more powerful than any motivational speech or temporary burst of inspiration. Speak. One of the greatest obstacles to confidence is the fear of failure. Many people avoid taking action because they worry about making mistakes or being judged by others. But avoiding challenges does not protect your confidence. It weakens it. Every time you let fear make your decisions, you reinforce the belief that you are incapable. On the other hand, every time you face discomfort with courage, even if the outcome is not perfect, you become stronger. Failure does not destroy confidence when itandapos viewed as part of the learning process. It strengthens confidence because it proves that you can recover, adapt, and continue moving forward. Comparison is another habit that quietly steals confidence. Itandapos, easy to look at someone else andapos as achievements and believe the andapos are naturally more talented or successful. What you don't andapos see are the years of practice, rejection, persistence, and growth that shaped their journey. When you compare your beginning to someone else and a pause breakthrough, you create unnecessary discouragement. Instead of measuring your progress against others, measure it against the person you were yesterday. Even the smallest improvement deserves recognition because lasting confidence grows through consistent progress, not instant perfection. Your self-talk also plays a significant role in building confidence. The words you repeat to yourself every day become the foundation of your beliefs. If you constantly focus on your weaknesses, mistakes, and limitations, you will eventually begin acting as though those thoughts are true. But when you intentionally replace self-doubt with constructive encouragement, your mindset begins to shift. This does not mean pretending to be perfect. It means reminding yourself that growth is possible, mistakes are temporary, and every challenge is an opportunity to improve. Speak to yourself with the same patience and encouragement you would offer someone you genuinely care about. Confidence also grows when you develop competence. The more you practice a skill, the more capable you become, and capability naturally creates confidence. Whether improving your communication, learning a profession, strengthening your leadership, or mastering a craft, consistent effort builds both ability and belief. There are no shortcuts to genuine confidence because there are no shortcuts to meaningful growth. Every hour you invest in becoming better increases your ability to trust yourself when new opportunities arise. Perhaps the most powerful source of confidence is integrity with yourself. Every time you make a commitment and honor it, you strengthen your self-respect. Every time you keep your word, even when inconvenient, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks or the opinions of others. Confidence rooted in discipline is stronger than confidence rooted in praise because it comes from evidence rather than approval. Eventually, you stop needing constant validation from the outside because you have built enough proof within yourself to know who you are. Day after day, action after action, you become someone who does not merely hope for success. You become someone prepared to create it through consistent effort, unwavering commitment, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've earned every step forward. Purpose is the foundation that gives direction to every meaningful life. Without purpose, it becomes easy to drift from one distraction to another, chasing temporary pleasures while losing sight of what truly matters. Purpose gives your actions meaning, your sacrifices value, and your struggles a reason to endure. It becomes the compass that guides your decisions when life feels uncertain. There will always be moments when motivation fades, when obstacles seem overwhelming, and when the path ahead appears unclear. In those moments, purpose becomes the force that keeps you moving forward. Speak. Speak it reminds you why you started long after you have forgotten how difficult the journey has become. A clear purpose does not eliminate challenges, it gives you the strength to face them. Every worthwhile goal requires patience, discipline, and resilience. There will be setbacks that test your confidence, criticism that questions your direction, and delays that make you wonder if your efforts are worth it. Many people give up not because they lack talent, but because they lose sight of the reason they began. When your purpose is deeply rooted in something greater than comfort or recognition, temporary difficulties lose their power to stop you. You begin to understand that every obstacle is part of the process, rather than proof that you are on the wrong path. Staying committed to your purpose also means accepting that progress is rarely immediate. We often expect success to happen quickly, but meaningful achievements are built through countless, ordinary days of consistent effort. There will be seasons when your work seems unnoticed and your results appear invisible. Those quiet moments are often the most important because they reveal whether your commitment depends on applause or conviction. Anyone can stay motivated when success comes easily, but true commitment is revealed when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, and when the only thing pushing you forward is the belief that your purpose is worth pursuing. Distractions are one of the greatest threats to purpose. Opportunities that seem exciting, but don't align with your mission can slowly pull you away from what matters most. Easy to become busy without being productive, constantly responding to urgent demands while neglecting the important work that leads to lasting impact. Staying committed requires learning to say no to anything that weakens your focus. Every decision you make either moves you closer to your purpose or farther away from it. Choosing wisely means recognizing that not every opportunity deserves your attention, even if it promises immediate rewards. Purpose also requires the courage to continue despite the opinions of others. Not everyone will understand your vision. Some people may doubt your abilities, criticize your choices, or question your dreams because they cannot see what you see. If you allow every opinion to influence your direction, you Andapos will spend your life trying to satisfy expectations that were never meant for you. Respect the advice of those who genuinely care about your growth, but never surrender your purpose simply because others fail to understand it. History is filled with people who were misunderstood before they were admired. Their commitment mattered more than public approval. There will also be moments when you question yourself. Self-doubt is a natural part of every meaningful journey. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who abandon them is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to keep going anyway. Your purpose must become stronger than your temporary emotions. Feelings change from day to day, but a meaningful mission remains constant. Learn to act according to your values rather than your moods. And Yandapos, develop a level of consistency that few people ever achieve. Another important part of staying committed is remaining flexible in your methods while staying firm in your mission. Sometimes the path you planned, Yandapos, work as expected. Circumstances change, opportunities evolve, and unexpected challenges appear. That does not always mean your purpose has changed. It may simply mean your approach needs to improve. The most resilient people adapt without abandoning the vision that drives them. They understand that growth often requires learning new skills, changing strategies, and embracing uncomfortable adjustments, while remaining faithful to the destination they have chosen. Purpose becomes even more powerful when it extends beyond personal success. Speak. Goals centered only on recognition, wealth, or status often lose their appeal once difficulties arise. But when your purpose includes serving others, creating value, inspiring people, or leaving a positive impact, your motivation gains a deeper foundation. You realize that your work is not just about what you can achieve, but about the difference you can make. That perspective transforms ordinary effort into meaningful contribution and gives you the strength to persevere when personal rewards seem distant. In the end, an unstoppable life is not built by those who never encounter hardship. It is built by those who refuse to let hardship redefine their purpose. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Every delay becomes a lesson in patience. Every setback becomes another reason to grow wiser and stronger. When you remain committed to your purpose through every season of life, you develop a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken by failure, criticism, or uncertainty. Over time, your unwavering commitment becomes the very reason you achieve what once seemed impossible. Proving that purpose, sustained by daily action and resilient faith, is one of the greatest forces for lasting success. As you leave today, remember this: becoming unstoppable isn't about being the smartest person in the room, the most talented, or the one with the perfect plan. It's about becoming the person who refuses to quit when life becomes difficult. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. Every setback is a lesson preparing you for something greater. Every disciplined choice you make is shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. Don't wait for confidence to appear. Build it through action. Don't wait for motivation. Let discipline carry you forward. Protect your focus. Learn from every failure. Master your thoughts and stay committed to a purpose that is bigger than your fears. The life you've been hoping for won't be created by one extraordinary day. It will be built by the ordinary decisions you make consistently, even when no one is watching. Years from now, people may look at your success and think you were lucky. They won't see the early mornings, the difficult choices, the sacrifices, the setbacks, or the countless moments when you chose to keep going instead of giving up. But you'll know the truth. You'll know that your greatest victory wasn't over your circumstances. It was over your own excuses, doubts, and limitations. So make a decision today. Refuse to let fear make your choices. Refuse to let distractions steal your future. Refuse to let temporary failures define a permanent destiny. Train your mind, strengthen your character, and keep taking one purposeful step after another. Because the moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, the moment you choose discipline over comfort and purpose over fear, you become impossible to stop. Your future is waiting. Now go and earn it.